Doing the bare minimum is actually a bit like sleeping. It's really easy. In fact, it's easier to do it than not to. Let's ignore those. I need the analogy to work so I can finish the script and go to bed. We all know it's good for us to go to bed. But still, hearing it a million times didn't prevent me to stay up until 3 AM watching shorts in my bed. So yeah, it's kinda like that. It's really easy and good for us, but for some reason nobody does it. Still, don't be fooled. This strategy is genuinely so easy that even kids can do it. Actually, even you were doing it when you were a kid. All of us did. When I was 5, I drew a potato dog. And it was an absolute masterpiece. Even my mom cried. Although, looking back, it was probably not out of joy. I mean, it was a brown circle with 3 legs and a dream. And still, it was in fact a drawing. A drawing that exists, that I could show to my mom, that I could learn from, and that I spent time creating, and most importantly, enjoyed it. I'm sure you had something like that too. But it's no longer enough. To me, it's no longer enough to just draw. Now I need to buy a good sketchbook, find the best pens, research canine anatomy, create the optimal drawing environment, and God knows what else. So what do all of us have to show off and be proud of now? I know I have nothing. The spider, building a 3-story condo on my sketchbook, also knows I have nothing. His silence is, honestly, incredibly judgmental. It's weird, because most people tell you to always do your best, and it's kind of ingrained in our brains. And I have to agree, you should definitely try to do your best absolutely 100% of the time, especially if you're trying to speedrun burning out and losing any potential joy in whatever you're doing. An exquisite strategy indeed. But maybe, just maybe, if you want to keep a habit going for longer than 2.5 days, it's time to accept whatever you're doing is not going to be even close to perfect. In fact, it's going to be so much worse than perfect that it's barely going to be acceptable. Sound familiar? The bare minimum. Now one might wonder, why would I ever want to be making something trashy? And I'm so glad you asked. So, I doubt you're being held at gunpoint and forced to make the perfect thing right away. If you are, well, just a hunch, but you probably have better things to do than watch YouTube. Thanks for the support though. But if you aren't, excellent. You're in a position where you can use your free will and just start making stuff, instead of aiming for perfection. Why? Well, rest assured, I'm not gonna make you sit here and listen to the entire story about those Chinese clay pot makers for the 97th time. But the main point is, you learn more from doing what you know right now, realizing it sucks, realizing why it sucks, than remaking it. Rather than watching 17 more videos, what's the perfect workflow for your next project? Because of this, ironically, you're actually more likely to achieve perfection if you're not aiming for it. Now to be honest, I'm really not smart enough to come up with this on my own. I actually stole this concept from the Silicon Valley. Enter Frank Robinson and Eric Rice, whatever. These guys realized billion-dollar companies were going bankrupt. Why? Because they were trying to build perfect products that no one actually wanted. So they created the protocol used by every billion-dollar startup you've ever heard of.
The minimum viable product.
I believe this concept can actually be used in all areas of life. And I call it, well, I don't really call it anything. I'm just kinda lazy and this is my excuse. But I guess for the purposes of this video, I can call it the
bare minimum strategy.
So here's how it works. Step 1. Identify whatever you want to do. For example, start going to the gym. Now instead of research on YouTube, which is really just a fancy way of procrastinating, you can instead do step 2. Just do the trash version of the thing. Go to the gym and do like 3 push-ups, then lie on the floor half dead. I mean, it's a start. Step 3. Identify what sucks, because something will suck. And then research that one specific thing, so you suck 5% less tomorrow. Step 4. There is no step 4. It really is that easy. I told you. The reason this works is that you take your expectations and you absolutely slam them into the ground. And now the bar is below the floor. This makes it not only much easier to start, but also makes the whole process much more enjoyable because you're already expecting to suck, so there is no fear of failing. And yeah, if all this sounds like YouTube productivity guru yapping, I totally get it. But guess what? You're still listening to a video made by a random guy with a poorly animated cactus as his mascot. So maybe trust me on this. I really encourage you to try it. While making this video, I've been telling myself that I'm being productive, and watching one more video about how to blow up on YouTube is surely gonna make the difference. And honestly, you wouldn't be watching this if, after 8 months of glorified procrastination, I realized I won't magically become a creator, so I finally just decided to make a bad video and learn from it. And if you're like, well, Sago, I'm wondering what I can do right now. My response would be, well, an excellent example of this strategy would be, let's say, subscribing to this channel. Obviously, that's just so you don't have to bother yourself with searching for good content in the future. Of course. This is totally not barely disguised self-promo. And you will obviously listen, right? Anyways, I feel like that's enough. You'll have to excuse me. I'm gonna go dust off my sketchbook and draw something. Even if it turns out to be another disappointing potato gun. And you? You go do something awful too. Good luck, genuinely. And see you next time.